So this is my refrigerator, and as you can see, it is a hot mess. There's crumbs and spillage and things of that sort. So I like to clean my refrigerator before events like this. I try to clean it as often as I can, but you know how that goes. I have 4 kids, and people are coming in and out of the fridge all the time. What I'm going to do is clean out my refrigerator. That's a good time to do it, is before you have an event as such. And Thanksgiving is coming up in a few days, so I want to take care of this refrigerator, have it nice and clean. I want to be able to store my turkey, so I want plenty of room. Maybe I need to, depending on your fridge, maybe you might need to take out some shelves, things of that sort. When you take out all your food, take out things that are expired, that don't need to be there anymore. So that's what I'm going to do. Is I've taken everything out of the fridge. I'm going to go through it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean my fridge really well. I have my Mrs. Myers and my gloves, and I'm ready to tackle this. I'm going to clean it all out, and let's get started. Okay, so refrigerator is now all clean. It looks almost like new, and even got in here into the nooks and crannies of the drawers, and it's just like new. And I took out, of course, some shelves here because I'm going to get ready to make some room here for the turkey. But this is what it looks like. It's nice and clean, and I love when my fridge is clean. Normally I clean it once a month, but it is always good before any kind of event where you know you're going to bring in fresh food, is to give it a good cleaning. So I'm really pleased with how it looks, and now I'm just going to put my food in there. So store number 1 was a success. I was able to get the turkey, bacon, salted and unsalted butter, my brown eggs, and chicken stock, chorizo for the stuffing, and some canned corn for the corn casserole. And then I have 2 cheeses here that I found for the cheese appetizer, the meat and cheese platter. And then I have these pecans that I found. I was thinking of going to Trader Joe's anyhow for my mixed nuts, but I found these at a really good deal, so I picked some up for the sweet potato pie. And then this is for the stuffing, basically just dried cranberries, pine nuts, and dried apricots. And orange juice, this is for the ham, or it's orange concentrate rather. And some bread, this is for the pumpkin bread pudding if I decide to make it, but this is the kind of bread that I like to get for bread pudding. And the last thing is sweet potatoes. I picked up a bag of those for the sweet potato pie, and that is basically it for round 1. So tomorrow I will pick up round 2 at another store. Like I said, I have 4 different stores that I get various things from, so because I know that they're going to be there, and there's just a method to my madness. But this is round 1, and round 2 will be tomorrow. So I have my turkey that I purchased last night. Basically, the minute I brought it home, it was frozen. I left it in the fridge overnight. It's defrosted quite a bit, but I'm still going to continue to leave this in my fridge to defrost completely so that it will be ready to get brined by tomorrow. So this is the first step, is purchasing your turkey and defrosting it 2 days before. You don't need that big of a turkey if you have other meats that you're going to serve as well. For example, we're serving a ham and a prime rib roast, so we don't need that big of a turkey. And also our guest count isn't too big. There's only 10 of us, so it's going to be, you know, pretty small. And again, once you get your turkey from the grocery store, if it's frozen, you want to make sure that before you brine, that the turkey is completely defrosted. So as soon as you bring it home from the grocery store, put it in your fridge and allow it to defrost completely. So I washed my table linens and now they're dried, and now what I'm doing is ironing tablecloths, napkins, things of that sort. Okay, so I'm getting ready to brine my bird. Basically what I do is I get these Reynolds oven bags. I don't actually cook my turkey in these. What I do is I use them to actually brine my turkey. And what I mean is I get, and what I mean by that is I basically just put the bag inside of a pot that's large enough to hold my turkey, and this one has worked for me for the last couple of years, so this is the one that I use. It looks smaller on camera, but it's actually really big. And I just stick the bag inside, and here is where I'm going to place my turkey and the brine, and it'll sit in this pot in the fridge until I'm ready to take it out. So as I've mentioned earlier in my vlogs, normally I have been using the last couple of years the Martha Stewart brine recipe, and this year I went to World Market to get some spices, and I ran into this turkey brine that was already put together from World Market, and I just decided that I would go out on a limb and try it and see how it works for me this year. So I will let you all know how my turkey came out, and I will definitely recommend it if I'm happy with it, but I don't know yet, so we'll see. But I will be putting this inside of the brine, and then I really like peppercorns. I love the flavor that peppercorns and fennel give to the brine. And although there are peppercorns already inside of this, just by looking at it, well, I don't know if you can see, but just by looking at it, I know that it doesn't have as many as I would put in myself. So I'm going to add just a little bit more just for my preference. And then this one doesn't have fennel seeds, and I do like fennel seeds. Also, just what I'm going to add to it are some bay leaves and apples. I had an apple on hand, so I'm just going to go ahead and put apple slices inside. And that is because I'm going to try an apple cider vinegar inside the brine. So I thought that, you know, the apple would kind of complement that as well. So yeah, so I'm going to put apple cider vinegar inside the brine. Alright, so we have the World Market brine, we have our peppercorns, we have our additional peppercorns, fennel seeds, bay leaves, and apple slices. And now we're just going to add the apple cider vinegar and water. So we've added our water and apple cider vinegar. We did equal parts. And now what we're going to do is Boil it on high heat until it comes to a complete boil. And then at that point, we're just going to turn it off and let it sit until it comes to room temperature again. Okay, so our brine is done and it came to a complete boil. We allowed it to sit and rest for a couple of hours, and now it is literally cool to the touch. Like, you can just put your finger in there and it's there's no longer any heat to it that can start the cooking process with our turkey. So it's good, it's ready to go, and we're gonna start to brine our little guy. Here's our little guy. We took him out of the packaging, and basically what we've done already is we have taken out the neck and all the stuff that is inside. We took that out and disposed of it. We don't use that for anything. I know some people do, but we don't. And what else did we do? Oh, we took the little plastic that holds his little legs together. We removed that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to tie him up and put him inside of the brine. So the next thing that we're going to do is, we don't want these little things to be up like this. I mean, I suppose I can just tie them this way, but what I like to do is I like to push his wings back. So this is how I do it. I just push them back like that. Like that. And I promise you, he's not feeling this. I'm not hurting him. He's absolutely fine. Okay, so as you can see, now his arms are perfectly back and they're not going to be sticking up like that. So next I have this butcher's string, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a long piece, and I'm just going to tie the wings together, and then I'm going to come around and tie his little legs like this. Really tight. This you got to do real tight, because the legs, they will open up while he's cooking. Okay, so that's how you wrap up a turkey, like a nice little package, and he is good to go. So we just put him inside of the brining bag, and now we're going to pour the brine right over him. Okay, here it goes. And all we're doing, whoops, is we're going to pour this brine inside. So as you can see, we've put in the brine and we had just the right amount. That's perfect. And now we're just gonna tie this up and put him in the fridge.